Hello, everybody, and welcome back with Esports U. I'm One Shot Ocelot, and I have the pleasure of being joined by none other than Dr. Sparky. We're here tonight to bring you guys some great Valorant action on behalf of the NJCAAE, and no doubt we've got a heater matchup here tonight. Dr. Sparky, how are you?
I'm doing well, Ocelot. I'm excited to be with you today to cast this best of three between Nova and Wake Technical College. Now, Nova currently 7-0 in the standings, secured that first place spot so far. Still have a couple more weeks left in the season, though, so they want to keep themselves at their first place by taking this win over Wake Technical. Meanwhile, for Wake Tech, they're currently 5-1. And if they win this next matchup here against Nova, they are going to secure second spot and be able to make their way into playoffs, at least guaranteed. So they're going to want to be able to bring their all for this match, because this not necessarily make or break, but it's a lot more comfortable if they do win this matchup.
Yeah, absolutely. Interesting dynamic here. You got a team that's gone undefeated, and now Wake Technical, a team that's kind of got their back up against the wall a little bit. They got to kind of win here tonight. I'd say objectively, they're kind of the underdog in this matchup, but no doubt, still pretty clean records on both sides of the field. So at the end of the day, anyone can kind of take this one, and I'm excited to see who does.
Yeah, and we do have a best of three, so looking at our map picks across the board, we have a variety of maps we're going to be sending it to here today. For our first matchup, it will be on Ascent, picked up by Wake Technical. After that, we'll be heading to Icebox. And then after that, I believe it is Fracture for that decider to see if we need that third map. But we should be getting to Agent Select fairly soon for our Ascent, which is our first matchup. And, well, Ascent, it's the NA staple here, Ocelot.
Yeah, and it's certainly the NA staple. The one thing I was kind of surprised about, we kind of joked about a little bit there, is that Fracture pick at the end. We'll see if we end up seeing it here, but hopefully we'll be heading into Agent Select shortly, and we'll see what these two teams have in mind for us on Ascent in terms of team compositions.
Yeah, I mean, I don't expect anything too out of the ordinary. I do know that so far what we have seen in our collegiate scene is a lot of Reyna, some double duelists across the board, because, you know, everyone, they want to frag out. If you have someone who's just tapping heads left and right, it's a lot easier to just put them on something like a Jet and a Reyna, where they can be a lot more self-sufficient. But we are into Agent Select here, and so far across the board, least not looking like that double duelist, at least of yet. North Virginia going to go with something, I think, a little bit out of the ordinary, though. They're going to pick up the Rays on this map, which you don't see a whole lot often, especially since, you know, they're going to go with the Chamber to still have that op pressure, but typically you're going to see something like a Chamber and a Jet. Jet is kind of like the staple when it comes to this map, and the fact that neither team actually have picked this up is extremely surprising to me, since we do have that double duelist on the other side with a Reyna and a Raze.
Yeah, that's really interesting how taking space offensively is going to function for that team. I'm excited to see maybe what they have in mind. They locked it in pretty early, so I guess they must have a lot of confidence in this roster. So maybe we'll get to see something a little special here tonight.
Yeah, I'm excited to see how the team comps really shake up, how these teams utilize a Raze across the board, since, you know, Jet is one of those agents that's a lot more of a staple on this map, a lot more op pressure. Maybe these teams aren't as comfortable with an operator, so they're going to favor something a little bit more utility heavy with that nade to clear out space with the Roomba, especially in order to get yourself some sort of forward information. But either way, we're getting into it here, Ocelot. Round one of this best of three of our first map. We will have Nova on the defending side for this one. They're the team with only one duelist, only that Raze, and it's stack up here by Wake Technical over towards that tiles.
Yeah, I kind of said it before. It will be really how they utilize Raze to try and take space offensively. They don't really have as much to work with in terms of not taking that Jet. We'll see. We know we mentioned it would be big for op pressure earlier, but already right now, that Roomba gonna identify some targets there. They know that there are at least a few coming to this side, but we have that classic Soba spotted up there. It will fly out to market. The push comes through with the shorty. Shots aren't gonna land. Gonna get fragged out. That's 3 on the side of Nova. That's a 4th with the shock dart. Now there's just one. And that's a flawless round for the side of Nova. That's a big pickup for them.
Yeah, just running through the site. Wake Tactical, they try an entry, but Nova already there, already ready to actually pick up that round for themselves. Nova going to be able to buy up into this next round here, Ocelot. And so far, Wake Tech, first round, just waited out some of that utility, found the boom bot, shot that one down. That actually was information given over to Nova. They're able to stack the correct site, but Wake definitely seeming like they want to just stack up, be able to do these fast executes rather than play something like a slow default.
And this is a little bit of an interesting setup here. You have the majority of the team from Wake Tech on the B site. However, Sova is A with the bomb, just kind of lurking there, maybe seeing if they can pick up a frag, potentially on Chamber if the push comes through. Right now, Wake Tech is jockeying for some position. That's just who's going to fall. Gravity well, maybe not going to get popped. There it is. Finally will be, but only after Stagger is able to pick up the first of the round. As the sprays come down, Nunu's going to find another, and those are some early frags. But take a look at the map there. Sova has found a way to sneak onto A site, but there are still two nearby opponents waiting for him. If he decides to stick this, they could collapse on him at any time. Standing.
Oreos.
Well, he baited it out. He's in trouble. There it is.
Wake Technical there. They try a little magician, try a little sleight of hand, see what they can get done, but hey, they're caught in 4K. Everyone gets stuck over towards B main. The cameras are right on them. And the pickup, the read was there from Nova. They still have the KO there in order to defend that A side as well as a trademark off the back end. Nova, they're going to pick up an easy anti-eco for themselves. And a flawless means all these guns have been retained into next round here, Ocelot. It's looking good for Nova's economy.
Yeah, that's big cash in pockets for next round especially. And it's rough. I mean, they tried to be a little bit cheeky, understandably. It was a save round. They kind of were outbought in that situation, but you definitely hope you take at least one or two opponents. Oh, my goodness. That's a massive pickup. And we talked about it before. The Econ being saved just with its frag alone, it's possible if he decides to continue pushing, he might even pick up a rifle, but as of right now, deciding to play back onto A site. Now it just looks like a little default gameplay here from the side of Wake Tech.
Yeah, they're just trying to spread out, do something a little bit different, see if they can find some sort of opening for themselves. But Nova, after that initial aggression towards A main, just decided to go back, play really slow, don't give any picks that Wake Technical are currently looking for. But since Nova have pushed all the way back, Wake Technical are able to just walk up, take this space, no utility really used in order to find it.
Ooh, Barry did get the headshot, but Bubblaze, good for 2 right now, possibly looking for more as they effectively secure back a spawn through mid here. And that means that the squad of Nova is at least somewhat divided, but bomb falls to Cody. He understands that there's at least another back spawn, but Bubblaze for the third of the round, looking for more, has the rifle, gets some shots on, eventually gets shot out by Nunu. That's just one. They have a little bit of utility here, but only a Spectre to their name. Shots will come through, and now they're a little bit stuck. They might blast pack out of here. Shock Dart's going to come through. Just 7 HP as Spike goes down on A site. Got a lot of distance to cover here, and this is going to have to be a real hero play from the side of Nova if they want to.
He isn't able to tell shots. Broccoli gonna pick that one up, and Wake Technical, despite dropping that initial pick early on with a nice headhunter shot from Cody, they spearhead themselves right through, take the fight straight to Wake Technical into their spawn, take control of said spawn, and then run over towards their site. Now, economy damage was done by Nova. I think only 2 guns into the next round, so Wake Technical's economy not looking as good as it could. But Nova, they're at full rifles, they're at full utility, and they're ready to really show Wake Technical what they can do.
Yeah, I mean, if you're Wake Technical, you definitely have to win that round. Otherwise, it's going to be kind of disastrous for the rest of... You're going to have yourself on a little bit of a back foot for the rest of the remaining rounds, at least for the next few. But right now, we do have that a little bit of an econ advantage to the side of Nova right now. We saw Nunu's going to peek the corner wall, the bomb going flying. Nunu gets the first half. That's a big opening frag. Playing pretty aggressively through A main, but Weirdly, bombs down. They're being a little bit cheeky again. Nobody's really there to support the bomb carrier, or the spike carrier, I should say. Apologies.
They should be using the smoke, yeah, to recover that spike. So Wake Technical at least have some control over that. V's still could get caught out here, but Wake Technical, hey, rinse and repeat. Let's just spear ourselves right through the middle.
Ooh. Wilt's locking it down from deep.
One enemy remaining.
Nice little tap, and that's going to be a flawless for the side of Nova. Picking up that one early, able to down the spike very quickly through B main off that push and just dominating the round through the rest.
Yeah, great play by Nova there, knowing that Wake Technical like to go for something slow towards mid, like to just push themselves up. Well, Nova's going to be that Cobra. They're going to corner you from every single side, squeeze the life out of you, and get themselves around for them as well. Nova 3-1. Might I add, Ocelot, this is Wake Technical's own map pick. Now, it is still possible to bring this back. It is going to be the eco round for Wake Technical, but this is a really good start from Nova.
Yeah, we're seeing big investments used. Gravity well used there. A very offensive push from Nunu. Understands where the opposition is. Shock Dart's going to be used, I imagine. That's going to land a little bit of damage on the opponents. Now they're kind of stuck. They don't really want to push A main, but the roster of Nova is closing in quickly. They're kind of boxed in right now. Stagger's checking his corners, trying to see if he can suss out the opposition. The recon dart will fall. Nice corner peek there, able to bait out Kodal on that. Father of Oreo is picking up the headshot with the Sheriff, and how the rest of the team looks to rotate. A little bit odd on the rotate. I guess they're looking to stay away from mid here as they look to move the spike B.
Yeah, you can already see Nova's kind of read into this, though. The rotations have already come over towards that B site. And now it's Nunu here to defend.
Ooh, Nunu.
Down, B.
So aggressive. So much aggressive Raze gameplay we've seen thus far. A lot of blast pack usage through smokes right into combat as Nunu's good for a second thus far. He's going to spray down the smoke, possibly. We're going to find Wormy. Wormy is looking a little bit unhealthy there. Minimal HP in that back corner. Stun's going to come out. That will find Nunu. Wormy's good for Barry. Father tries to find the mid push. Won't work out for him. That's going to be another round in favor of Nova.
Yeah, Wake actually got a freebie there, catching out that lurk, catching out that flank, but unfortunately Nova still had the macro game on point. We're still able to get to B site before Wake Technical were able to even exit their spawn. Nova pick up the fourth, which was that anti-eco. You do necessarily think they're going to win that one. Good damage from Wake Technical to keep the economy still relatively low for Nova. They're not hitting those 9K figures just yet, but Wake, with some investment in that last round, gonna have a Spectre on one, a Guardian on the other, so not really that whole number 3 combo meal that you really expect from them.
Well, for now at least, Wormy's gonna be able to make use of the Vandal that they did buy. This Fuse looks to push up. I don't know. Nunu finding 2. The aggression is just unparalleled right now. Picking up 2 with that rocket. Now he's going to look for more with the nade. Bubblaze, though, making good use of the Guardian with the one tap there on the Raze, who is pushing up. Now that Spike maybe looks to rotate through mid here. They don't have too much vision. However, it is kind of free for them. They don't know that, though, and they're going to look to rotate that Spike B.
You should run.
All up to Veritine. Knows that this hit is coming because that lockdown was popped, but can he actually get the frags?
He's lurking. Smoke is covering it. Peek comes through. Stagger gets the other on mid. And now the collapse comes down. 3-on-1. This is going to be difficult for Bubblaze. The lockdown was already used. Didn't catch anybody. And here comes the defenders. They're looking for the peaks. They know their boathouse. And no doubt this is going to be tricky. Molly is used. Bubblaze is peeking left and right. Can't quite find a frag. And Stagger's going to close this one out, making this round 5-1 for the side of Nova.
Yeah, so far Nova just giving no respect in that early game, pushing out, getting frags early. Saw Nunu there with a huge showstopper to get 2. And then even after that, Veritine with a nice initial frag onto the site. Fortunately, Bubblaze wasn't able to get anything off the back end of it. Wake Tech, despite having guns in that round, still weren't able to convert. 5-1 for Nova so far, and Oh man, it really feels like Nova are just running away with this game here, Ocelot. Each buy round still looks very healthy for themselves. Economy's built up quite a bit. Cody will now be on that operator as well, and this is the guy who feel like has been getting a lot of those initial frags.
Yeah, that's been absolutely huge. That and the back of Nunu playing again so aggressive through these corners, really making the opposition second guess themselves when they push through these entry points onto site. But like you said, that op going to be so deadly, being able to maintain the mid control. Looking to peek through, good for one. Stagger is going to find the other mid. They not sure if they see the Killjoy. Haven't spotted her out just yet. Kotal does. Able to pick up Bubbly's mid, and now they have mid control. They're looking to push. They're not slowing down. They're pushing the aggression. Gravity Well comes out. That's not going to stop Nunu. Nunu's on an absolute rampage, looking to push for more. Grenades coming out. Silverdart will be used. Stagger is going to trade out Nunu. And another round in favor of Nova.
Man, Nunu out here with the snowball, just running himself all the way down mid, pushing that snowball into their spawn, and just running over every single player under his feet. This guy is absolutely insane on this raise. And you got to see just how confident he is taking these peaks as well. His teammates backing him up, but he has those wall hacks for him off the back end. You can see the comms really flourishing here for Nova, and this is why they're at that #1 here, Ocelot. Their team play, even with Nunu just kind of running through the enemy team, is helping him run through the enemy team.
So true, and sometimes you're just feeling yourself. I mean, that level of confidence when you're on your game is sometimes can be so hard to play against as an opposition because you're unpredictable. You're not always going to follow kind of the mean entry strategy that traditional teams might be using. And as that Astra ult looks to divide the site up, the push might come through on this. They do also have 2 more ults to potentially invest in this take. But right now it looks like it's going to get stalled out, effectively kind of nullifying that ultimate as it was used here. But V's is maybe gonna lurk on this corner with the judge. Maybe the patience will be rewarded. We've seen how aggressive Nunu can be when they decide to push, and maybe this is their way to try and counteract that.
Actually saw the over rotation there from Nova over towards that B site, but Wake just trying to cut noise, see if there's an over aggression re-hit towards that A. Nova are ready for this. They have Cody all the way over towards tiles. They would know if a B hit is coming. That allows them to stack over towards this A site, and Wake Technical, they have no idea.
They have no idea. And there's the one. Wilson's going to trade. Oh my goodness, he's good for 3. Finally drops. Absolutely phenomenal spray transfer. Hunter's Call going to be used. Stagger's going to pick up Broccoli with that, and now there is just one on-site. Difficult spot to be in on Dice there as Barry's going to pick up. And that's going to be 7-1 for the side of Nova.
Man, Wilt has a nice Gandalf cosplay right there, just shouting, "You shall not pass," every single time Wake Technical tries to hit a site. I mean, this guy is absolutely crazy. 6-2 on this KO, but the entirety of Nova, again, they're just reading Wake Technical so well on this Ascent map, man. On this defense, they're using aggression. They're also confident so they can take these really aggressive stances, and it feels like every time Wake Technical try and hit a site, Nova is there ready and waiting.
It's so true. I mean, you talk about confidence. They literally just had faith in Kotal, who just gets another one to basically hang back and secure site by himself while they hold the stack on A. And it's just such great cerebral and confident gameplay from this roster that's ultimately helping them to take these rounds over and over again. As Bubbles maybe looks to push through A. The spike is down there. It's going to make this a difficult take as Sopa's lurking around. Broccoli maybe to secure some mid pressure. Lear's going to be used. Oh. That trademark. Nunu good for 2. Possibly another. They know they're sitting in pizza. Uh-oh. Broccoli's in trouble. Nunu's good for a 3rd. And my goodness, this Nova roster is on a tear right now.
Ooh, shout out to our observer there. That was a really clean shot, just showing that chamber slow off the back end, throwing the nade. Nowhere for Broccoli to go because he's trapped in a corner back against the wall. Nade right into his face. Wake Technical, fortunately, not able to convert any of these buy rounds so far. Again, Nova are just able to use aggression so well, and it's catching Wake Technical off guard, who I think, at least in their scrims, or at least the matches they've played of so far, they're used to having a little bit more respect when it comes to that map, or punishing these over aggressions. But so far in this match, Nova has really had the driver's seat. Mid control here, A split on the table.
Stagger's eventually going to get traded out. It's a big pickup, at least with the Ghost.
Hello.
Hello is right, and goodbye as Kodal and Berry Time say goodbye to Brock Lee, and now it is just Oreos left on this site, only a sheriff to their name. Good for one though, but Kodal gonna find 3 that round, and this is looking like it's gonna be a little bit of a lopsided game, unless maybe Wake Tech has something for us on defense.
You know, that's why he's the father of Oreos here, Ocelot. It's not no name cookie brand, all right, cookie sandwiches or anything. He is the father of Oreos, so he's definitely gonna at least get that one off the back end.
Yeah, they got creamed, man. So that's understandable with that kind of name, but. With that said, I mean, they're gonna need to look to kind of innovate here. Despite having some nice plays, as a whole, their team just isn't able to deal with the. I mean, again, there's a hard way to describe it apart from just like general aggression. This time they're ready for it though, as they decide to stack 3 through A main. Gonna finally end up picking up Chamber. Agent who has been so deadly these past few rounds, playing so aggressively.
You should run.
Has been known for Nunu. Was up in market. Oh, it's Berry Time, possibly. Oh, Nunu! Oh my goodness, you can't do him like that, dude. Such great synergy off of the utility being used there. Lockdown isn't gonna find anybody. V's good for 1, possibly looking for 2. Still a feasible map for them. Visa's going to be able to escort that spike back onto site. It's going to allow the plant to fall.
Planted.
And now, put ourselves a 2-on-2 situation. Stars fall. See how they'd be utilized here. Just looking for some information. How it comes through. Berry gets 1. He's fishing for it. He's searching. Oh, V's unfortunately can't capitalize on the reload from Stagger. Stagger's going to re-peek, get the pick. That means Nova's getting another one unanswered here.
Ocelot, I'm sure you're familiar, or at least I hope you're familiar with the term Rosa ulti, named after the pro player Sub Rosa, who used to play Raze and would always whiff every single Raze ulti. I gotta say, I think we gotta rename something like Nunu ulti or something, because this guy is always good for 2. Always. Every time I've seen him pop a showstopper, he always somehow gets 2. So, you know, it's Berry time. It's Nova's time here, ladies and gentlemen. As they're 10-1 so far, and the first half isn't even over. Nova could take it all the way to 11-1. Get on Wake Technical's own map pick. Cody, he's bought up an operator. Yeah, again, he's been a king when it comes to those first bloods, just shattering Wake Technical's dreams.
Yeah, been so effective with these picks. Such great synergy, such great gunplay from this team. And yeah, like you said, all in the back of Nunu, the showstopper being so huge. Talked about Nunu before, maybe running it down mid. My man's been channeling those ults for a while, and he's landing big damage every time. But Berry's gonna find V's as they push onto site. Frags kind of all across the map here. 3-on-4 as the push comes through. Father of Oreos looking for something on site. Is not gonna find it though. Wiltz is gonna deny that push. Oh my goodness, Stagger just 1-taps.
Oh, 360.
He was looking for it. That's aggro. Oh my goodness. Bust out the classic, and that is quite the half for the side of Nova.
Oh man, Nova getting 11. Wake Technical, I mean, all of it is riding on this pistol here. I mean, basically all of it. You get to match point if you're Nova. The very beginning of this half, not even time for that economy to build up for Wake Technical. It's going to be disaster that happen. So a lot of pressure for Wake Technical. They're on the defense, so maybe they can set themselves a pace a little bit, play a little bit more comfortably than they might on that attacking side. But so far, Nova, they've seemed to play on the same page. They've set their teammates up well, with Nunu going aggressive with the wall hacks from Stagger off the back end, as well as that Astra utility. So the way that they've been playing so far, really think it is going to be that 12-1 scoreline.
Wow, I absolutely agree. The only thing maybe I can think of is maybe something we touched on earlier, is the fact that we have the Rays looking to take space, but oh my goodness, they just flow onto site so quickly. Absolutely bar nobody's safety. They have confidence in their duelists to take space, rip it onto site. It goes well for them, and already the spike has been planted just a few seconds into the round. Big trades coming through on both sides of the roster, but inevitably it does go to the side of Nova, and now it's a 4-on-2 looking to retake.
Last player standing.
Ooh, stagger. Gonna put down Bubblies, and Barry Time's gonna put down Broccoli. This is match point, and I'll tell you what, it's not looking great.
Oh man, Nova there, like little bugs crawling out, just flooding onto that A site and taking everyone down with them. Nova are gonna get their 12th round on the board, and yep, you're gonna see it there right in the scoreboard. Wake Technical, I mean, they have to basically force up into this, because this could very well be that last round of the half. Not a lot of armor. In fact, two people don't have any armor across the board. They're just going out on their clothes, on their back. Nothing to really stop the bullets, but they do have the guns to at least shoot back. It's all going to end up the classic ace play here.
Hey, yo, I also just saw something like, man, Stagger's only died twice. My man is on an absolute rampage. Putting together some big strings of frags as they're able to take sight through mid. Absolutely nutty play here. True. You heard it. The caster curse immediately taking effect on that one. Orius is gonna be able to find 1Vs. Gets flashed out, and now it is just up to Father Oreos. And I was gonna say Bubbles, but scratch that. Oreos, it's all on you here with the Spectre. 22 health to their name. I'll tell you what, this is gonna be a little bit of a tricky retake. And there it is.
Crossfire is just too strong there from Nova. They have every angle covered. Even saw there off the back end that peek into A main from Nunu was off the back of a flash from the KO. So like the team play is very much there for Nova. They're very much on the same page, and their comms are looking crisp, at least in what we can see in their gameplay. Wake Technical, they drop on their own map pick, but this is a best of 3, and if my Valorant casting career has taught me anything, is that map picks don't mean anything. They should still go Wake Technical's way.
Absolutely true. I mean, if they can find a way to innovate, maybe in their team comp selection, maybe at least in the pace of their play, because right now it just looks, they're looking a little bit slow in terms of how they react to Nova's crushing, honestly, offense and defense. They play aggressive on both sides of the space. So if they can maybe look to counter that with a little bit of gameplay innovation, who knows? Maybe we do see ourselves heading to Fracture in game number 3, but we'll have to see in game number 2 here.
Yeah, so we should be heading to a very quick break. When we are back, we will be back with map 2. Don't go anywhere.
Hey folks, welcome back to Esports U. We got some NJCAA action on tap for you here. We just saw game 1, headed to game number 2 off a very dominant win from Nova.
Yeah, I mean, Nova were looking flawless in that map, not just with their aim, with just the fact that they were out peaking pretty much every single person on Wake Technical, but setting up their teammates, especially, I gotta say, Nunu, who was really that entry frag, even on the defense, who was just entering onto the entirety of the site and to not the site, the entirety of the map, excuse me, and just destroying everyone by pure aim. But he had, you know, those recon darts available for him to really set him up, those flashes from the KO as well. Like, everyone was really on the same page that he was about setting him up. So great stuff from Nova. They take Wake Technical's map picks on Ascent. And for map 2, we'll be heading to something slightly different. It is going to be Icebox into the cold. But honestly, the way Nova performed on that map 1 in terms of just straight aim diff, when we go to a map that an aim diff I feel like is going to be even more apparent with how the map really shapes up, Wake Technical, hopefully with this break, are going to have something in their back pocket when it comes to defending against Nova on this map.
Yeah, and the big thing that's scary to me is we saw, I mean, you said it before, entering on defense. I mean, we saw it be so pivotal for them last game. I'm scared to see the Nova roster on offense when all 5 of them are there to take a site effectively. I have a high degree of confidence that these are going to be these takes are going to be incredibly proficient and well oiled in terms of how well these guys are going to be able to get onto site and get that spike down.
Yeah, so Northern Virginia actually going with something a little bit spicier. Nunu's going to be back on that Raze, which is kind of like people play this pick on this map sometimes, not a whole lot. The nade can be really good at clearing out some space, but I gotta point this one out. The Yoru picked up by Cody. Now, this was the guy playing Chamber last map. He had some great early picks with something like the Headhunter, with his Operator, with just his rifle as well. This guy is really good at aiming, and the fact that he's picking up this Yoru, I want to see some of those really crazy, really memey plays that you really typically see from a Yoru. Those flash TPs, those Yoru fake clones going right into the site and just disorienting everyone. I'm excited to see this stuff from Nova.
Yeah, definitely some really cool outplay potential on the side of this roster. I mean, also obviously we see Sovas on both sides. That's definitely to be expected. I mean, Stagger played it last time too, so no doubt he's going to have some solid lineups for this site. But yeah, the duelist gameplay on the side of Nova is something I am definitely excited to see.
Yeah, this should be some crazy stuff. I did see that KO picked up by Wake Technical, so there could be some good firepower on their side. You break a lot of that utility with that knife, or excuse me, suppress it for at least a little bit. It gives you that opening to entry up, to get those double swings, to try and punish these aggro peaks that Nova are going to be taking, considering how much they ran through map 1. I want to see if that overconfidence gets to them, or maybe Wake Technical, they're going to shrink up, despite the fact that, they went 13-1 on the first map. They're not going to have those confident peaks, and Nova might just run through them yet again.
Yeah, that's a really good point. I mean, that's a big mental hurdle to cross. Definitely a lot of wind taken out of their sails after that first round, or match, I should say, did not go their way, especially considering that it was their map pick. So we'll see if maybe they can turn the tables here in game number 2 on Icebox. But only time will tell as we head into game number 2 of this matchup.
Oh, man, also, I kind of wish I was in Icebox right now. It's really hot in my room, but hey, these players think they're feeling pretty warm. They're feeling pretty comfortable in terms of their aim. We're going to get right into our first map, or excuse me, this first round of the second map of the series.
Oh, Cody, what's going on with that crosshair, brother? That's looking, that's pretty gross, man. It's like a Viper crosshair. I don't know what's going on there. First opening frags will find their way onto the site as the push comes so aggressively. Absolutely flying onto the site, fast and furious. Absolutely schmoving down. Spike's gonna drop, and that just leaves Verse to be here. But he did, I think he heard the fake TP. Just all mind games right now. He's gonna get timing. This is looking not great for Verse.
Ooh, spotted out. Whoops is gonna take down the last player. And I gotta say, crazy crosshair there from Cody. But before everyone watching the stream decides to copy that crosshair in my ranked games, he didn't get a kill first round. So please, please do not copy that crosshair. Do not do it. I don't want to see that when it comes to my own ranked games, even if you are rolling through your enemies like Nova is. Easy first round for themselves. Just say, screw it, we ball, or run into the site and take every single name for yourselves. Nunu has a judge here, Ocelot, which is something I don't see a whole lot of on this map, but the fact that he's entering so well, especially with the double satchels, I mean, I'm excited to see whether it can get some value. Yeah,
we're gonna see another schmoove here on the site. I think the knife might have disabled it, at least for a little bit. Cuddle's gonna find Broccoli. Stagger gets V's as the push comes through onto site here. Wormy gets one. Stagger trades it out though.
Oh my god, no way.
Oh my goodness, that is goofy.
Oh man, Cody there with the Yoru tech trying to fake himself the clone. No one really bites on it, but that's how you know this guy's played at least a little bit of Yoru, that he's trying to, you know, fake out, the mind games that really come with this agent. I mean, standard anti-eco stuff from Nova running through that A site. Wake Technical not really able to defend, doesn't have the guns to do it, but now they have the guns. Now they have that full buy across the board, full rifles in their hands. There's a 4-stack on the A side as well. Excuse me, a 5-stack. You already see the chamber coming over here as well. This is going to be a bloodbath here in this third round.
Yeah, we got a team deathmatch situation happening here. As the utility kind of comes down, they're just going to be button heads here on A site. Neither of these teams really backing down. If we saw the buys, we did see, I think, again, another aggressive pickup from Rays. Getting a little bit cheeky there. He's deciding to show some aggression of their own. Prospects come out. Not going to allow that to happen again. Going to stuff out that judge, but the bomb is already, or spike, I should say, apologies, already rotating back to B site. As Barry looks to plant. Wall goes up. Yoru does have that blink over to the other side. We'll see if that gets utilized, which I imagine it will as soon as we hear shots coming from there.
Wake Technical is already rotated here. They can do the fast retake. I think there's a TP all the way over towards there, and Cody's gonna go for it.
Oh my goodness,
he did it.
It was it was quite the dive. Able to pick up one versus eventually getting him though. 1v3. Maybe it'll blink out of danger at least for now. Won't be enough though. Wiltz is gonna get the peak, and that's a tough round to lose, seeing as they did buy up there. It's gonna spell disaster for their econ.
Yeah, smart stuff from Nova there, especially after those first 2 rounds. Pretty much pressing only the go button on that A site, but they actually hesitate for just enough to sniff out the 5-stack that Wake Technical had on that site, and were able to rotate through. Nunu just goes for something, stuff that Nunu will do, but hey, they're still able to win the round for themselves, and Wake Technical not looking too good in that money department. 2 judges bought up, actually, one for Verse, one for his V's. Fortunately, neither of them on the A site, which Nova looking to go for yet again.
Yeah. I mean, I imagine we're still going to see some more blast pack action from the Rays. Never mind, I think one of them was already used. Wormy with a nice 1-tap onto Nunez. They were looking to push onto site.
It's a flank. It's a flank already.
It is a flank. Willis is going to pick out Verse as that only circles around. And V's finds Wiltz. Looking for more. Stagger gets Wormy. He's going to fall through. Is it enough is the question. He's there. Oh my goodness, had to jump on him. Barry time is able to clutch it out, flick into the opposition, and that's going to be another round in favor of Nova.
The flanking fast judge from V's. I feel like if he had any other weapon, it would have worked out slightly better for him. He was only able to get one with that close range gun. Nova, 4th round on the board. A site, I mean, it's their bread and butter at this point. So Wake Technical still looking to put themselves on the board. Now, we have seen some nice shots, right? We saw a nice deagle shot from Wormy. Saw get at least a little bit close. It's not that flawless, but a lot of stuff that...
Ooh, look at the aggression. Barry still putting them on the clock. It's Barry time. Nunu also finding Verse. Wiltz finding Father. Broccoli finally going to trade out Wirtz, or Wiltz, I should say. But no doubt Spike is going to go down here, and they don't really have the pressure right now to prevent that from happening. So oh my god, is he doing it again?
Last player standing.
He looks to dive. They don't know if it's a fake. Now he's sitting back here. The wall's up. He's got to rotate. This is a tricky one.
I mean, he's just going to try and save. Doesn't know where anyone is heading for. Stagger, hearing the steps. Going to stomp Wormy right into the concrete, and... well, Nova, 5-0 so far. Not, you know, they had a really good showing when it came to their first map, even though it was Wake Technical's own map pick. Nova definitely feeling comfortable if they were going to pick up this map as well. But and Wake Technical 5-1 so far on the weeks. It just feels like Nova are on a whole different level when it comes to this game. 4 ultimates stacked up here, Ocelot, to take this round for themselves, but they probably don't even need it. Not a whole lot in the pocket, in the wallet for Wake Technical.
So true. They already have the gun advantage. I feel like they might not feel it's necessary to invest that. Nunu's picking up V's. Make the push onto site. He's going to be utilized. Showstopper invested. Oh. They didn't see the tootsies, but able to get the frag. Nunu finds fathers. And now looking to peek. We'll also get Wormy. Good for 3. Still 2-1. Ace is feasible. Never mind. Cody's going to find Broccoli, and that just leaves Verse with that tour de force. Sitting back. Can't exactly save this weapon, so eventually the fish will probably need to come. Verse finds Barry. It's a little bit funky. Shot won't quite land as Nunu. Good for the 4K. Might grill Cody for stealing the ace there later. We'll see.
Yeah, Nunu actually Rosa ulted there. It wasn't a Nunu ult. That was a Rosa ult. Actually tucked it behind. I have no idea how it actually didn't kill Father of Oreos. Like, it was straight on him. I think the box might have gotten the way, but either way, Nunu's just ready for the angle any single day. Triple op from Wake Technical. This is it. This is all the money. No Ethereum bot, no any crypto, no stocks, no nothing. It's all put into the guns. Now let's see if they can actually get themselves some kills, get themselves some return on investment here for Wake Technical. And there it is, right off the board. Smoke's taken off the table.
I am not a financial expert, but thus far it's worked out for them. Able to pull off some big returns off of that op, but we'll see if they can make those. Hey, right now they're able to utilize them pretty well. Barry at least is going to nullify one of those picks, though, as they continue to look to push. The question is no way Kodal has the gusto to blink back there, right? Yeah. Oh well, I mean, certainly can't, because he's been down now. I've just realized. But the roster of Nova is gonna look to rotate with the exception of Sova, who's still kind of ascertaining some info. Never mind, no longer. He's been fragged out, but the secondary rotate will come through. I guess they figure they've been off-site long enough, maybe they won't stay. But with Technical thinking otherwise, they're holding these angles securely. Have that op presence. Oh, Barry time, putting them on the clock.
30 seconds left.
And now there's just one left on the side of Nova. This could be the round they needed. But it's not over yet.
Spike.
20 seconds.
Cover going out.
They still have the ops. There's still time.
14 minutes. And there it is! Wake Tech on the board. All it took were 3 ops, Sparky. That's all it took. They just need to do that every time. Easy peasy.
I don't know if they have the money for that. I don't think their return on investment is that great. Maybe they need some sponsorships in the house from someone, because, well, they're not going to be able to pick up that third operator. At least they got to. Hey, there's a second.
The Marshal.
You know, it's almost there. 3 scoped guns. You know, it's close. It's close. We'll take it. We'll take it if we're Wake Technical. All right, we're gonna go into the next round. The 2 ops can make the difference that we've seen. You don't need to tap heads when you can tap the body. And Wake Technical, they've shown signs of life. It's back to this A site though. And Nova are able to spot out the first opper.
He's there. They're looking for the peaks. They see him, but Visa's eventually going to fall back. Understands that there are going to be way too many targets to have to deal with in that situation. But here comes that site push that we've known so well. Nunu drops the op in the hands of V's. Cody gets Father.
Still going.
Father of Oreos, I should say. Make sure to put some respect on that name. Broccoli picks up Nunu. Verse gets Wilts. Op still in the hands of Verse here. Barry looks to make the play. Will in fact find Broccoli. The question is, do they maybe look to save this operator? They know they're there. It's not going to be enough though, as that op falls to the Marshal of all weapons, and that means that I'll tell you what, Nova just got a little bit of an influx of cash.
Yeah, I gotta say, even though the fact that 3 ops were bought up 2 rounds ago, last round 2 ops were bought up in a Marshal, Nova still had no fears rushing onto that A site. You saw the initial peek from Nunu. He just ran across, no cares in the world to actually peek that generator angle, just tries to close the space. Second, the next person also just tries to clear the space, doesn't care, because they know that they can actually outrun these oppers. No, Wake weren't able to land the shots, and Nova, hey, back to bread and butter, A site.
Next.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, they've shown so much confidence on this site. I don't blame them for just sticking it out continuously. Oh, unfortunately, Storm not going to work out for her. Whiff Stagger's going to pick up V's off of that push, and now that means that Nova has sight yet again. Hunter's call. Gonna have a little bit of damage. Looks like it will. It's going to be a little bit of health bars chunked there. Too much action happening just yet. A lot of bullets being shot.
Oh, Cody.
Lots being landed. Yeah, very nice play there. Shock darts being utilized, but I mean, Sage is sitting on like single-digit HP right now. Cody finds one, might be good for another. Peek comes through, will find it. He's good for 2, and that's a flawless round for Nova after. I mean. You like to see it. I was gonna say, I mean, tough loss like 2 rounds ago, but really they're completely unfazed. I can't even spin it like that. Yeah,
I mean, Nova have loved to go towards that A site. They basically lock out Wake from even retaking. It's like for all the history buffs out there, this is what I imagine like colonization was like, you know, so long ago, where you just go to their site, you put your flag down, or the spike in this case, and you just say, this is our site, and you have to abide by our rules. This is basically what's happening here when it comes to Nova.
Colonizers confirmed. Quite the call out there, but as they, I mean, honestly, they've been pretty dominant, and they've been icing everybody there, so, I mean, maybe there's some truth to it. As, with that said, though, Wake Technical did pick up the first frag of this round as they look to push V's. The judge paying off big for them. Hunter's Call is going to be invested in this take. That's a 5-3 right now. They might be able to hold their own here if they can maybe find another one. Starting to push through with the judge. As on the flank, V's with the aggression. You love to see it on the judge. Utilizing the updraft. Spots the opponent. They know they're there. They probably sussing out that this rotate is coming through here.
Alright, spike over towards the other side. The only person to defend is Father of Oreos himself. Can he find the angle?
Oh man.
Nice play there from Nova to fake the plant, bait out the peak from Father of Oreos, even up the player counts at least for a little bit here. Now it's a 3 versus 2. Retake on the board. No one knows if there actually is a flank, but it's all about the shots, whether or not they're going to land.
Just a situation here, they do have to play. A little bit speedy here. Flash is going to be utilized. That's a trade. That's big, and now it's just a one-on-one. Cody can utilize those steps. Great discipline. Watching it. Shots are going to come through. Cody finds the pickup on Verse. Picking up 3 in that round. Also picking up a nice little operator for the Troubles. That leaves us 9-1 in this game right now.
I mean, Nova. Nice clutch there from Cody. Fake teleport not gonna mean the difference in the end, but again, it's just been Nova the entirety of this game, rushing through every single site. If they aren't able to take that A site, push back the invaders, they'll just go to B, plant the spike there, not too much of a difference for themselves. Let's head over back towards this A, back to at least get that initial space. Some mid aggression here from WTC. Maybe you could see that early flag, but Barry Tyne, he's got the angle, he's got the game sense in order to sniff that one out.
Yeah. Able to pick up some big ones there. Nunu, oh my goodness, good for 2. Already has sight. Gonna look to clear some space up, and that spike, no doubt, is gonna be falling very shortly here. Goes down. Broccoli looking to find something, make some magic happen with the Sheriff. Has his Father of Oreos, but he's gonna get dunked. And that is a flawless for Nova yet again. And I'll tell you what, it is definitely not looking good for Wake Technical right now.
This was the. Are we gonna see the exact same scoreline here, Ocelot, as our first
it's
game?
Possible.
It was 10-1. All it takes is Nova winning yet another round for themselves in order to have, I guess, a script written for us. But Wake Technical, they've got rifles in their hands. 2 ultimates on the board. One of them, a really strong one here, is the Null Command. This could make the difference in terms of a retake situation. 5 stack on this A site, but Nova read this. They know they've been going A over and over and over again, so they're going to head over towards that B site, and both teams are just going to miss each other, at least for now. Early plant means that time is taking 45 seconds for WTC to defuse.
Nobody's there. Nobody's on B site. My goodness. They might need a map on this one. Whole roster's there, but Verse is able to find his way pretty quickly after that. Using that tour de force, picking up one. Wormy will eventually trade out Wilts. Big trades coming through here as Kodal is able to drop V's, Wormy, and Broccoli. Good for 3 right now. I mean, 2.5. That's KO is down but not out.
Oh,
flank comes through. Oreo is able to pick up one, but they gotta start defusing like right now. Oh my goodness, Berry Time able to pick it up, but I don't know that they have enough time to defuse. And that is a clutch, technically, for Berry Time, able to pick up a dub there. Wow, that was a tight one though. Could have gone either way.
I mean, the spike just planted so soon, and Wake Technical weren't even able to find the flank, and all of that time means that they got to go faster on that retake, and they weren't able to do it. Nova are going to write the script for us at 11-1 yet again, and it's all up to this pistol yet again from Wake Technical. Can they convert this, give themselves at least some breathing room in this game here, Ocelot, or is Nova just going to complete their 100% speed run of this best of 3? Looking to be just Wake Technical going over towards that A site.
Yeah, they're slinging it right now. 100% speed run, no kidding. I mean, hey, if Wake Tech can pick up another one, at least we can say they've effectively doubled their improvement here. But they've got a lot of work cut out for them. Verse gonna pick up a big one though. Off of that pick, Wormy finds Nunu. Verse able to duck away from that combat encounter before things get too spicy for them. Wiltz is gonna peek up, able to finds a few, spots a few, but V's is inevitably gonna be able to beat him out. And then we got ourselves a 5-on-2. This is looking good for Wake Tech right now.
Both defenders split. Stagger, it's all up to him in order to try and defend. Low health bars.
Hey, if there is a person who can clutch us out, though, Stagger. Oh my goodness, my man brought out the protractor for that move. He's been studying the geometry. He knows the angles. He's good for 3. It's also going to get a recon dart. Stagger does get dropped, but he's enabled his teammate to be in at least a much more favorable situation. We're going to clear the angle. Finds the one with the classic, and it's Berry Time. We know how effective they've been. Put them on the clock, Berry, and they will. That defuse is going to come through off of, I mean, big plays. Clutch up by Berry there, but man, those Sova darts were so huge.
Man, Stagger's just teaching Wake Technical a lesson in geometry there. Every single shock dart lands. A 5 versus 2 turned into a 2 versus 2 because of Stagger, and a win because of Berry Time. I mean, this team is just on a different level. And while 12-1 Wake Technical, they're going to have to force into this one. It's do or die here in order to get themselves into second place, at least for now. And Nova, I mean, they're looking to keep their #1 spot very comfortably. Double Marshall here for the attack.
Yeah, we did see a Vandal invested as well. Spots are going to come through. Berry Time looking like they're in a little bit of trouble, but able to double back as Coddle fills in for them and is able to take 2 off of that push. Spikes is dropped. And that's going to be, a little bit of a precarious position, but 2 of Wake Tech's team is sitting in spawn. A little bit of a cheeky position, and that just leaves 1 on the side of Nova sitting mid. They have a little bit of leeway here. I'm not sure that they really have the information on where this Omen is positioned. So it looks like they're going to take it B. Well, Nova is heading A.
Yeah, Wills has no idea where the attack is going to go with this one. Keep in mind, he only saw them in spawn, so they could literally go anywhere with this. He's going to gamble over towards that A site. Wake Technical decide on the B site for themselves, and with 49 HP in Wilts' pocket, that Marshall is basically a pocket operator. It does all the damage that needs to. If he's he's going to be the one to push up, and I don't think Wilts is going to expect
Last
this.
player standing.
Oh,
he's ready for it.
Hey, he's expecting the unexpected out here. Oh my goodness, he turns that corner. Oh, what broccoli! Able to fish out that teleport pretty well.
Wilts will expect the unexpected, but he will not expect the expected when it comes to that.
True.
TP. Unfortunate for him. It's still, it's a 10-round lead for Nova. It's okay to drop the one at least for now. Could still be that comeback here. I mean, it's so far away. I hate to say it to bring hope, but it's still possible. Anything is possible when it comes to this best of 3. Wake, they're going to be able to buy up at least to some better guns. Nova are going to save for this one, except for Cody. He's going to go with that full firepower, of course, and it's back towards that spawn from
broccoli.
Wake Technical. They realize that, hey, if Nova are going to push them, why don't we just wait?
Yeah, it's going to work out, at least in their favor for now, as already 3 of the members of Nova have dropped mid. Big pickup coming from those rifles, but the Spectre on Coddle, he's good for 2 right now. No way he looks for more, and now there's just 1. Oh my goodness. This is ridiculous. You'd think with the weapon disadvantage that they wouldn't be able to dominate like this, but they have regardless, and that means Nova is going to be your victor in this match, 13-2 against Wake Tech.
Oh man, what a domination there from Nova. Wake Technical, I feel like they put up a pretty good fight, at least in terms of gunpowder. They tried a bunch of different things. They were going to different sites, but overall Nova just had an answer for them every single time. Their macro play was on point. They set up their teammates well, and even the individual play, I mean, from players like Nunu, like Cody, from everyone basically on the team, was just phenomenal today from Nova.
Yeah, it's so tough if you're Wake Tech in those situations, because you're in these 2v1s, you're in these 3v1s sometimes, often, in these gunfights. But it's so difficult because really the whole roster, like you mentioned, on Nova has the capacity to clutch up. All of them are really solid with their weapons. All of them know their lineups really well and clearly have a very in-depth understanding of their characters. And you can just never write them off. In so many situations, we've seen them in 5v2s, 4v1s, 3v1s, and they've almost always still come out on top. So again, massive props to Nova for taking that one. And at the end of the day, for Wake Tech, I mean, that is just a really tough team to play against. So no reason to hang your heads after that one, because that is just a phenomenal roster.
Yeah, I mean, it was crazy stuff from Nova. They're going to retain their #1 spot, at least in play-ins for now. Wake Technical, unfortunately, they're going to go 5-2, which, hey, still a pretty good scoreline when it comes to these games, but definitely not what they wanted in order to get that #2 spot for themselves, kind of secure their spot into playoffs. So we'll be having an interview, I believe, which should be headed your way shortly. I think until then, Ocelot, you got anything more to say?
I don't believe so. Yeah, hopefully we got an interview for you folks here. I imagine it would certainly be a player from Nova, and I'd be excited to hear what they have to say about that game, because they certainly showcased a lot of skills. But I imagine we're going to be having a short break before that interview, so we'll be right back. Stay tuned for now. Howdy folks, welcome back. We are coming back to you from Esports U off a pretty dominant win from Nova Nighthawks Valorant roster. I'll tell you what, that was quite the dub that they put out there, and we're pleased to say that we do have an interview with one of those players that we saw, and that player is Nunu, and we're very happy to have you here. Nunu, how you doing after that win?
Pretty good, pretty good.
Hey, well, hey, fair enough. I mean, you guys absolutely schmooved on them. I certainly have one question for you. I mean, Sparky and I were both kind of wondering when you guys first drafted your team, you know, the Rays, compared to like the other duelists that maybe could have been picked there, we kind of doubted it a little bit. And then we saw how fast you played, especially on defense. Can you maybe walk me through your decision-making to play so aggressively, especially on defense on a lot of those earlier rounds?
So I guess that was our first time actually running Rays on that map. So we just want to try some stuff out. You know, the Rays, the satchels, doing that aggro stuff with the Astra sucks, the Raisinades. With the
it worked out really well for you. It worked out really well. I mean, and honestly, you made it look good. So who knows? Maybe it becomes a little bit more of a mainstay in your play style. But Dr. Sparky, do you have anything else to ask?
Yeah, so when it came to this matchup, I mean, it was an absolute blowout, especially on I think the first map, you'll on defense where running through them, having these really great flanks that it felt like the enemy team wasn't ready for. Were you guys going into this matchup like knowing that you guys were the better team, will be able to just out aim them, outduel them, have these better strats, or were y'all still you didn't know a lot about them, thinking that giving them a little bit more respect, and then as you went on, you kind of just realized you were just playing better today?
Uh, kind of just went in there thinking we were the better team. You know, just trying out some new stuff. Those aggro plays, kind of why.
Gotcha. Great to hear it. Also, you got another question for Nuna here?
Hey, that's all from me. I mean, he answered it pretty well. It seems like you guys felt very confident in that game. We're trying some new strategies. Definitely worked out for you. Maybe we'll see some of those later on in this season. But Dr. Sparky, is that all from you?
I just want to end it off with a really quick is there anyone you want to thank? Is there anything that you're looking forward to in the season? You guys are currently number 1, but is there like a specific team out of all the ones that you guys have played that you're specifically looking to play again against, or play against in general?
Maybe Madison. That'd be it. Everyone else, I think, we can probably take pretty easily. But yeah.
Gotcha. Great to hear it. Well, I'm excited to see this Nova versus Madison game when it does happen. I think that will be a banger to watch. I think that is going to do it for us today, though. Thank you, Nunu, so much for joining us here for this player interview. Here on the Esports U channel, we do have another best of 3 coming up right after this. That will be Community College of Beaver County versus Nassau Community College. That will be casted by 2 of my buddies, Chad Lantis and Catnator 3K. Those guys are amazing. So that you don't want to miss this next best of 3 that will be happening. We'll be on in around 20 minutes or so, but be sure to stick around here. Ocelot, you want to bring us home?
Yeah, absolutely. Folks, thank you so much for tuning into this game. We do have a little bit, this game, as you guys probably saw, ended a little bit quickly, so we might have a little bit of a longer break in between these games here. But that's all from us for now. I'm One Shot Ocelot on all platforms, I should say. Dr. Sparky, where can we find you?
Yeah, Dr. Sparky on all of my socials as well. Thank you so much, you guys, for being here, and we'll see you guys in the next one.